In the meantime, we actually thought we'd start doing something a little bit different with you guys. So I know you. So you guys sent us a lot of questions, and we're really happy to answer those questions. But you guys also sent us a lot of comments and requests about like what kind of gears you should be packing, what to pack, items and gadgets and all those kind of things. And we see that there is a lot of kind of fluff around. There is I think there's about 1 million different travel gadgets. I see new travel gadgets every single day, and it's quite ridiculous. And as experienced travelers, and we travel a lot, and we go on the go all the time, and so we are pretty keen on trying a lot of the gadgets, and we do get a lot of those items. So we thought we'd start showing you maybe once a week or once a month. We'll see how you guys react to it, but we'll show you like one item that we use literally all the time, just so you guys know if it's worth it for you or not, if it's worth your money or not. And so we just give you like genuine advice on like how we use those things. So none of those things are like paid for or anything like that. It's just items that we actually use. And we thought we start the first one. And the first one we start with Laura's trusty CamelBak.
Yeah.
So
CamelBak.
CamelBak. Ooh, sorry, I always call it CamelBak. There you go. I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a soft pouch where you put a lot of water in, and then that slides on the back of your backpack, and you get the tubes coming out, and then you can just suckle on it
without having to rummage for your water bottle.
Exactly. So it's very easy access to water. Also, it contains quite a lot of water. It contains up to 2 liters of water. So
I think this one's a 3-liter one.
Oh wow, yes, 3 liters. 3 liters of water, which is much more than what water bottle usually do. I mean, like a 3-liter water bottle is a big jug, So it's very convenient in that way. So Laura, tell us a little bit about this, how much you like it, how much you use it, and all that.
Yeah, so I got this maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm still using it every time I go hiking or if I'm going snowboarding or something. It's just super handy to actually have enough water with you because there's a lot of water bottles that only hold a small amount of water, but at least if you're only going on a short walk, you don't even have to fill it all the way up to the top. It's usually just easy enough to just fill it halfway, and that's fine. It's very convenient, and it's usually, even for 2 people as well, we usually end up sharing one, you don't have to like have everyone carrying water and stuff. And it's definitely, if you're doing if you're doing a multi-day hike, which is really popular in New Zealand, you definitely need to make sure you have enough water with you each day, and keep refilling your water, but obviously make sure that you boil the water before you're using it, if you're using water from any of the huts. But yeah, it's definitely good to make sure that you're fully packed with water. And at first you feel like, oh, that's a lot it's really heavy to carry 3 liters of water, but you get used to it straight away, and it's definitely worth carrying that much water with you.
To address that, actually, to be quite honest, usually like for most days, especially if you exercise, let's say you do a hike or stuff like that, you will probably need to drink 2 to 2.5 liters of water. So that's only 3 liters. But if you compare having to carry bottles of water worth 2 to 3 liters, you have like weight on one side. It's just like, this is going right on your spine, right? So it makes it actually easier, and in my opinion, like, it feels lighter to carry. It's not, because 3 liters of water, it can be 2 bottles of 1.5 liter or one CamelBak is the same weight.
Yeah.
But it does feel lighter to carry. So I do like that a lot.
Yeah.
When we actually started using it, actually, I was not really that confident. There's a lot of little parts and everything. I was like, it's gonna leak, it's gonna wet all our clothes and everything like that. I wasn't sure if it would work, but actually I was quite surprised. We never really had a leak, aside from us being silly and not closing it properly.
Yeah, that's the only time.
So you've got to be careful when you close it, but it only happened once to us. I find it quite handy that you can actually pull it apart, so you can pull this part apart and this part apart to clean it if you're a little bit like kind of really want to clean stuff. You're a bit of a crazy person cleaning wise. Now there are some downsides though. The first downside I see that I genuinely hate cleaning this thing. It is an absolute turn of a nightmare to clean. but it's not. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Actually, Laura does it most of the time, and she's not first at all.
If you hate cleaning it, just do what Robin does and just get someone else to clean it.
There you go. So yeah, so no. For the drying, Laura usually sticks some like stuff in here, like some spoons or something in it to actually be able to open it and get it to dry as well.
Yeah,
so,
as long as you
works.
can let air dry through it.
Yeah.
But something I didn't actually notice about this until maybe about 3 years into owning it is that on the side it has these little clips which is actually meant to help dry it. So it's sort of it sort of stands up on these clips and then it opens up the entire bag when it's resting. So that's actually the way you're meant to dry it. And yeah, just know that they're pretty hard to find. You can just find them but they are on the sides there.
Interesting, I actually never noticed.
Yeah, I know, it's actually really hard. If you don't know they're there, then it's easy to miss them. But yeah,
so
it is a pain to wash, but it is really essential to make sure that you do dry it all the way through, because if you leave it wet all the time, then it's obviously you can start to get musty, build moisture, even maybe get some mold. So you do really need to keep on top of that and make sure you do wash it as often as possible. One thing I found which is quite handy is that you can get sterilizing tablets which sort of dissolves in water. You can submerge it in there, and you only really need to do that maybe once a month maybe once every like 5 times you use it, for instance. So
actually, it says rotate arms down for drying. It's actually written on here.
it is written on there, but I still missed that. Anyway,
so I just realized that as well.
Yeah.
Another thing that we use it a lot for is when we're driving around. So we actually slide that in the pocket, which is the back of the seat, and we actually have the tube coming here. So it's so much easier than having to rummage and try to find a bottle of water and drink. It's a bit unsafe. So it is very much easier if you are on a road trip around New Zealand to actually have this to drink as well. So we use it quite a lot. So this one is from the company called CamelBak, but there are other companies that do this kind of thing, so you don't have to go for that. You can go for whichever you want.
I was just going to say the general name for them is usually a water bladder.
Water bladder.
If you're searching for one, but you don't necessarily, if you want to see what other companies are doing the same thing, then usually searching for water bladder is the way to go.
Here you go. And so I'll put a link to like 1 or 2 of them on Amazon or something like that down there, just so you guys can start your search. But yeah, we kind of like it. Anyway, we hope that you find this little thing a bit useful, or feature on what items we like to use.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do have any question, if there's some items you want us to cover, just put it in the comment below, and we'll be happy to help. And yeah, like and subscribe. That's always cool.